Disciplining with love sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But it's more than possible, it's powerful. Did you know that harsh discipline can actually backfire? Studies show that children who face severe punishment are more likely to develop behavioral issues. In fact, the American Psychological Association found that spanking can increase aggression in children. But here's the good news: you don't need to choose between being firm and being kind. Loving discipline blends both. A Harvard study revealed that kids with parents who use warm and firm discipline tend to have better social skills and emotional health. Sounds ideal, right? This video will explore 9 parent-proven strategies for loving discipline. You'll discover the magic of gentle guidance, the power of empathy, and the benefits of positive reinforcement. We'll delve into creative redirection, mindful communication, and the importance of routine. Plus, we'll discuss how to be a role model and balance warmth with boundaries. Stick around to learn how these techniques can transform your parenting journey. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. Chapter 1. Gentle Guidance. Building Trust and Respect. Building trust and respect with your child is the foundation of loving discipline. It's not just about correcting behavior but guiding them with kindness. According to Dr. Laura Markham, author of Peaceful Parent, Happy Kids, children who feel understood are more likely to cooperate. Start by listening to your child's feelings. When they feel heard, they trust you more. Trust is crucial because it opens the door for effective guidance. Show respect by acknowledging their emotions, even if you disagree. This doesn't mean letting them do whatever they want, but rather guiding them with empathy. For instance, if they're upset about bedtime, acknowledge their frustration before explaining why sleep is important. Research shows that children who experience respectful guidance are less likely to rebel and more likely to internalize positive behavior. Remember, discipline is not about power, it's about teaching. Guide your child gently, and they'll learn to respect you and themselves. Chapter 2. Empathy First. Understanding your child's world. Empathy is a powerful tool in parenting. It helps you see the world through your child's eyes. When you understand their perspective, you can address the root of their behavior. Dr. John Gottman, in his book, Raising an Emotionally Intelligent Child, emphasizes that empathy helps children manage their emotions better. Start by getting down to their level, literally and figuratively. When they share their feelings, listen without interrupting. Reflect back what you hear to show you understand. This connection makes them feel valued and safe. According to a study from the University of Michigan, children who receive empathetic responses from parents have better social skills and fewer behavioral problems. Use empathy to connect before correcting. For example, if your child is angry about sharing toys, acknowledge their feelings first. I see you're upset because you want to play with that toy. This validation helps them calm down and opens them to solutions. Remember, empathy doesn't mean agreeing, it means understanding. It's a bridge to better behavior and a stronger bond. Chapter 3. Positive Reinforcement. Celebrating Successes. Positive reinforcement is about celebrating your child's good behavior to encourage more of it. It's simple yet effective. When you catch your child doing something right, acknowledge it immediately. According to B.F. Skinner's research on operant conditioning, positive reinforcement increases the likelihood of repeated behavior. Praise specific actions, like, "You did a great job cleaning up your toys." This clarity helps them know what behavior to repeat. A study by the American Psychological Association found that positive reinforcement is more effective than punishment in promoting desired behaviors. Use rewards strategically. They don't always have to be tangible, verbal praise or extra playtime works too. For instance, if your child finishes their homework on time, you might say, "I'm proud of you for working so hard. Let's play your favorite game." This not only reinforces good behavior but also strengthens your relationship. Positive reinforcement creates a positive cycle. Children thrive on encouragement. By celebrating their successes, you motivate them to continue behaving well and boost their self-esteem. Chapter 4. Natural Consequences. Learning through experience. Natural consequences are a great way to teach kids responsibility. Instead of punishing, let them experience the result of their actions. This method is supported by Dr. Jane Nelson in Positive Discipline. She states, children learn from the consequences of their choices. For instance, if they refuse to wear a coat, let them feel the cold. This approach helps them understand the real-world impact of their decisions. Studies show that natural consequences promote better decision-making skills. Kids remember lessons learned through experience more vividly. It's important to ensure the consequence is safe and logical. For example, if they leave toys out, and they get lost or broken, they learn to take care of their belongings. This method encourages problem-solving and accountability. Dr. Nelson also points out that natural consequences should be followed by a supportive discussion. Ask them what they learned from the experience. This reinforces the lesson and shows your support. Natural consequences teach children independence and prepare them for real-life situations. Chapter 5. Creative Redirection, Steering Behavior Positively. Creative redirection is about guiding your child's behavior towards something positive. Instead of saying no constantly, offer alternatives. Dr. Sears, in The Discipline Book, suggests that redirection helps children understand what they can do instead of just what they can't. If your child is drawing on the walls, redirect them to paper or a chalkboard. This strategy works well because it turns a negative action into a positive one. A survey by the National Association for the Education of Young Children found that redirection is one of the most effective techniques in early childhood education. It reduces frustration for both parents and children. Use your child's interests to your advantage. If they're jumping on the furniture, suggest a game of hopscotch or a dance-off. This keeps their energy focused on something fun and safe. Redirection helps in developing problem-solving skills. By offering alternatives, you're teaching them to think creatively about their actions. It's a win-win. They learn boundaries while still feeling free to explore. Chapter 6. Mindful Communication. Words that heal and guide. Mindful communication is key to effective parenting. It's about choosing words that guide and heal rather than harm. Dr. Dan Siegel, in The Whole Brain Child, explains that how we communicate can shape a child's brain development. Start with I statements to express your feelings without blaming. For instance, say, I feel worried when you run across the street, instead of, you never listen. This approach reduces defensiveness and opens up dialogue. Studies show that children who experience mindful communication have better emotional regulation. They feel heard and understood, which fosters cooperation. Avoid using negative labels like bad or naughty. Instead, focus on the behavior. Say, that was a dangerous choice, not you're being bad. This helps children separate their actions from their identity. Encourage open-ended questions to understand their feelings. Ask, how did that make you feel? This promotes emotional intelligence and empathy. Dr. Siegel also suggests using storytelling to explain lessons. Stories engage their imagination and make the message memorable. Mindful communication builds a strong, respectful relationship. It's not just about what you say but how you say it. Chapter 7. Routine and Consistency, Creating a Safe Haven. Routine and consistency are the bedrock of effective discipline. A predictable routine helps children feel safe and secure. According to Dr. Tava Klein, author of How Toddlers Thrive, children thrive on routine because it makes their world more predictable. When kids know what to expect, they're less likely to act out. Set regular times for meals, homework, and bedtime. Consistency in these daily activities provides structure. A study from the American Academy of Pediatrics found that consistent routines help reduce behavioral problems in children. This doesn't mean being rigid, flexibility is also important. If plans change, explain the reason to your child. This helps them understand and adapt. Clear and consistent rules are essential. Dr. Klein suggests, consistency in rules helps children understand expectations. Reinforce rules calmly and firmly. For example, if the rule is no screens before homework, stick to it. Consistency builds trust. Your child will know that you mean what you say. It also makes discipline easier because they know the boundaries. A stable routine creates a calm environment, reducing stress for both parents and children. It's about creating a safe haven where your child knows what to expect. Chapter 8. Role Modeling, Leading by Example. Children learn by watching. Role modeling is one of the most powerful tools in parenting. Dr. Albert Bandura's social learning theory highlights that children imitate behaviors they observe. If you want your child to be respectful and kind, show them respect and kindness. Your actions speak louder than words. For instance, if you want them to say, please, and thank you, make sure you use these words regularly. A study in the Journal of Applied Developmental Psychology found that children mimic the behavior of their parents more than that of peers. Be mindful of how you handle stress and conflict. If you react calmly, they'll learn to do the same. It's not about being perfect, it's about being authentic and intentional. When you make a mistake, own up to it. Apologize and explain what you learned. This teaches accountability and humility. Dr. Bandura's research shows that role modeling is effective because it provides a real-life example of behavior. Your child looks up to you, so lead by example. Demonstrate the values and behaviors you wish to see in them. Remember, they are always watching and learning from you. Chapter 9. Love and Logic. Balancing warmth with boundaries. Balancing warmth with boundaries is key to loving discipline. The love and logic philosophy, developed by Dr. Charles Fay, emphasizes this balance. Dr. Fay states, love allows children to grow through their mistakes. Logic allows them to live with the consequences. Start with empathy. Show your child that you care about their feelings. This builds a strong emotional connection. For example, if they're upset about a consequence, acknowledge their feelings. I know it's hard, but this is the result of your choice. This approach combines compassion with accountability. According to a study from the University of New Hampshire, children raised with authoritative parenting, high warmth and high boundaries, have better social and academic outcomes. Set clear and consistent boundaries. Explain the reasons behind rules and consequences. This helps children understand and accept them. Use logical consequences that relate to the behavior. For instance, if they break a toy, they need to find a way to fix it or earn money to buy a new one. This teaches responsibility and problem solving. Balance firmness with love. It's about guiding them, not controlling them. Dr. Fay emphasizes that love and logic help children develop self-discipline and resilience. By balancing warmth with boundaries, you provide a loving environment where your child can thrive.